Welcome again to another ETM Weekly. I'm Brian Bennett. I have the privilege of serving on Enduring Treasure Ministries board, and I'm here with Joe Cox, president of the ministry, bringing you another update. This is a place where we tell the stories of ETM, stories of hope and transformation. And today we're going to be talking about the building project that we've been engaged in. You may have heard about it. We're going to provide an update. And if you haven't heard about this encouraging and exciting project, you're going to get more information about it today. So, Joe, with that, will you just share a bit of the vision behind the building project that we're currently engaged in?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. So in order to help you to get in the right place in your mind, I want you to be picturing a world map and then zoom down to Africa. And then zoom to right about where the heart of Africa would be if the continent were a body. That's Uganda. And then if you go to the east side of Uganda, you'll find the major city over there is a place called Mbale. And you hear about Mbale a lot in Enduring Treasure publications and communications. But that's kind of our headquarters and our center of activity. Right outside of Mbale is this little neighboring village, like a small town right on the edge of the town of Mbale called Namunsi. And in Namunsi, there's a property that the Lord has provided. And we are working together in partnership with Champions Evangelistic Ministries to build a building there. There's other people that have been involved too in making major contributions. But the idea, the vision, is to have a building there which can be a center for several different things to happen. One of the things is the Enduring Treasure focus that we hold so dear, but then there are other really great ministry endeavors that are going to be headquartered and working there kind of in conjunction with the Enduring Treasure ministry. But that building there will be the headquarters for Enduring Treasure in Eastern Uganda. It'll also be a place where we can do some training work. We have our training ministry is kind of evolving into a school of ministry leadership, and that's going to give us a home for that school. We'll continue to do trainings out in the various villages, but we need a regular place where we can have ongoing training where pastors and Christian leaders can always know that they're coming, able to come and find that training is available to them. And then we have other great things that are going to be happening there as well that Champions Evangelistic Ministries has planned. Things like support for needy, vulnerable women and children in the community. And we've worked alongside the leaders of that ministry and done lots of leadership development work with them. So that'll be fun to be working in close proximity to them. And then they have lots of other ministry things planned for that property. But we get to have a home there. Enduring Treasure does, at least for the foreseeable future.
So it's a shared partnership space for us in support of Champions ministry, but within that support of Champions and kind of the lead or the owner, and we're coming along in partnership along with some others, that would be a headquarters environment as well, a space for Enduring Treasures headquarters and the training. Create a little bit of the picture. How many stories is the building ultimately going to be? Phase one of the project versus later phases, if you will.
Yeah, well, the property is probably maybe a 3-acre property-ish. I'm not very good at measuring spaces, but I'm guessing that's about the size of it. I've been on the property several times. We stood there with our feet on the ground and prayed that God would give us the vision that we needed to use that property the way we needed to. And then we went back and had a groundbreaking ceremony. And now I'm looking forward to going back very soon and seeing part of the building raised up. But the property itself is on a kind of a beautiful hillside there. And it will have, in the end, when all the work is accomplished, it'll have several buildings that'll have a place to house teams that are traveling there to do ministry and to provide a place. It'll have a dormitory where people can come and take training and actually stay overnight, which is a really big need.
Yeah.
And then it'll have this other building that's being built right now. On the first level is kind of a reception space and then headquarters space for, office space for Champions Evangelistic Ministries and for Enduring Treasure, where our local director will be working there. Susan McCobie will be working there in that space. And then on the second level will be the Hope of Hopes for Africa level, where that ministry to those vulnerable women and children takes place on a regular basis, where they're teaching sewing skills and other kinds of economic empowerment programs, and also doing ministry with those people. Then the third level will be the School of Ministry Leadership, just a big hall where we can just really get as many of those bodies in there as we can to do a good training course like the ones that we've been providing out in the villages and churches. So that's the plan. Right now, they're putting up the first two levels, and we're going to share the space on that second level, while the third level, phase 2, will be coming. Then after that phase is over, then they'll look at building some of those other buildings that I described. And it really is a beautiful vision, Brian. It's you when you see the picture, it's like places for people to spread out and be at peace and have prayer together and have meetings. And it'll be a beautiful garden spot with these beautiful buildings all around it. It's going to be lovely in the end. So we're excited to be a part of it in this phase.
And Joe, just the part of that vision of thinking about the difficulties that many, who don't have access to training, don't have access to these kind of equipping moments, to have a place that's dedicated to equipping and serving the community in the name of Jesus in that area. Think about the School of Ministry and teams, partners from the United States around the world coming as partners in terms of training and in Bible theology and practical ministry, that equipping that will be taking place, and really that place for partnership of the Uganda national team, right? The training team of completing trainings. There's just so much goodness that is going to take place in that space. We're very grateful to be partnered with Champions Ministry and supporting the building. So obviously there's an opportunity here for, if those are interested in finding out more, there's always can reach out. There's often this gets shared at the ETM family updates. We just had one of those. And so make sure you participate in the ETM family updates, because things like this get communicated and the stories get told. But there's opportunity to continue to support both through prayer and through giving, especially with building projects. A special gift. We're getting close to end of year, so keep ETM in mind as we come close, and then always going, right, for an opportunity to go and participate in the ministry, in the relationships, and the blessing of this space as it continues to get developed. There'll be opportunities for future trips in 2023 to go and to see
everybody to see
feet on the ground.
Great.
Well, Joe, thanks for casting that vision. And anything else as you just kind of closing thoughts around the building project and what's ahead?
Well, we want to just really emphasize the prayer aspect. You mentioned lots of ways to be involved there in just your last few sentences, Brian, but I want to really emphasize the prayer, because so far there haven't been any bad things that have happened. There's not been any kind of, injuries or bad things that can often happen, especially in that part of the world during a construction project. We've got the foundation done and the walls are going up, and then soon the roof will be on that second level. Also pray for the community and their response to this new center, because right now across the road from the center, it's a very high Muslim population area in eastern Uganda, right, surrounding Bali, right in the shadow of the Islamic University there. And so what they've done is they've built a mosque right across the road from the building that we're building, kind of staking their claim and saying, you don't get to be here. And so we need prayer backing and prayer support and prayer covering for that. So just emphasizing that would be something I'd really love to leave in people's hearts.
That's a good word, Joe. We'll let that be the last word. Thank you.